Can the San Jose Sharks play spoiler to a do or die Flames team?
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. We continue our YouTube exclusive. We only got a couple more of these left, but YouTube exclusive game day previews where we talk about tonight's game as the Sharks play the Flames. Of course, both these teams just played a week ago, less than a week ago, as the Sharks with another third period collapse as they lost 3-2 to the Flames in San Jose. Now a Flames team that is desperate for every point as their playoff life literally hangs on the balance. So looking at why this is so important for the Flames here. Flames versus Sharks tonight. This is from David Amber. Calgary regulation loss. So if the Sharks win in regulation, Minnesota and St. Louis both clinch. If Calgary loses in overtime or shootout, the Wild clinch. If the Flames win in regulation, everything stays the same right now. So a lot of eyes on this game as the Sharks look to play spoiler to the Calgary Flames. So let's look at how these two teams kind of are looking at right now. The Flames have been hanging on there for dear life, right? 5-2-3 in their last 10. Big win against the Wild the other night. They had an overtime loss against the Ducks, and of course they came back and beat the Sharks. For the Sharks, they're currently 8-game losing streak, potentially hit 11 by then if the Sharks lose out. 11-game losing streak to end the season. But again, Sharks have done what they needed to do this year, and that is clinch the top odds heading into the draft lottery. Second year in a row where the Sharks will be the worst team in the NHL. So let's look at the matchup some more here. The Sharks, come on, there we go. Sharks are 20, 48, and 11. The Flames 38, 27, and 14. Sharks are 2.59 goals for per game, 30th in the NHL, 3.80 goals allowed, 32nd. 18.7 on the power play, 24th, 73.3% on the PK, 29th. The Flames, 2.61 goals per game, 30th. Also, I guess they're 29th, sorry. Goals allowed, 2.9, 14th. Power play, 20.7%, 20th. And then the PK at 75.8. Toffoli leads the Sharks with 29 goals. Eklund with 40 assists, Celebrini with 62 points. Kadri leads the Flames in goals with 32 and points with 62, and Mackenzie Weegar with assists at 38. The Flames offense, very unlucky. They're actually pretty good at generating shot attempts, but the actual expected goals and goals for are way below what you would expect for a team that generates this many shots. Of course, the Sharks are bad at everything. Flames, again, don't give up a lot. Like, they'll give up shot attempts, but again, they keep things out. Their expected goals against and 5-on-5 goals against are very good. And of course, Dustin Wolf has been a huge part of the reason why this team has found success this season. They're currently fourth in the division in points, 15th in the NHL when it comes to point percentage. The offense just struggles from the Flames, but they're just good at locking things down. For the lineup, Huberdeau, Kadri, Klapka, Coleman, Backlund, Coronado on the second line, Stringovich, Frost, Farabee on the third. I know Stringovich was playing first line last week, and then Klapka basically came in and feels like still a job a little bit. Anyway, Lomberg, Rooney, and Pospisil on the fourth. Ball and Anderson, Hanley, Weegar, Bean, Pashal. And then Wolf is expected to start tonight for the Flames. So big thing what to watch for in this game, right? You know the Flames. They know this is they have to keep their season alive. Like, they have to at least get a point. And How do the Sharks, first night of a back-to-back, long road trip, right? How do the Sharks come out in this game? So I'm very interested in seeing how the first 5 minutes or so of this game look like. Do the Sharks, who again you've already clinched you're gonna be the worst team to play in the league, do you just come out maybe with that freedom of like, you know what, it literally can't get any worse for us right now? And do you try to play one of the better games that you've played recently for the Sharks? We do know Cam Lund is out tonight with an illness. Thomas Bordeleau was recalled. He'll be playing with Osapchuk and Grundstrom. So I am intrigued to see how Bordeleau does, because like watching Bordeleau this season with the Barracuda, I think he has done a better job of kind of riding on his game, being a better kind of 200-foot player, et cetera, et cetera. Bordeleau's not really put in the position to succeed, but playing on this kind of fourth line with these guys here. But he does give a little bit of a scoring pop to the fourth line. So I am interested to see how Bordeleau plays and how he affects this fourth line, which we know the bottom six for the Sharks have been kind of a wasteland when it comes to generating offense recently. So I do think for Bordeleau, like this is a good opportunity these last 3 games here to maybe try to kind of put your stake in the ground for going into this offseason and being like, I can still be a, part of this, solution for the Sharks here. So, but do you want to see that? I am also keeping an eye on the second line, right? The Toffoli, Eklund, Wennberg line in this game. Wennberg and Toffoli are both not 100% right now. How does this line perform in this game? I am very interested to see how they can perform, if they're just kind of scooting along out there and you're pretty quiet out there, or can they establish some sort of offense for, again, a team like the Sharks that struggles to score offense. And we know the Celebrini line has been very good as of late, especially with Kovalenko on there. Can the Sharks have a complementary line with the Wennberg Toffoli line? Can they, again, I know these guys are both, 2 of the 3 guys are pretty banged up right now. It's the end of the season. How much gas do they have left in the tank here? So not expecting much from the special teams, because we know the special teams have just been bad at this point. And I think for the Sharks, like I don't think any of that's really fixable until this offseason, as we talked about the other day. So just don't take dumb penalties and give the Flames more opportunities to try to score. I do think the Flames win this game. One, because the chaos is more fun if the Flames win this game, and the drama and the intrigue, and right, everybody still has kind of something to play for. I do think the Flames kind of come out and try to set the tone, try to maybe get up early on the Sharks and put this thing away. San Jose will make things interesting, but I do have we'll go a 4-2 Flames win with an empty netter at the end there, similar to what we saw the other night. Give me a Kovalenko goal. He's been playing really well in the top line. I know Smith and Celebrini are going to dominate the shots, but give me another Kovalenko goal. He's been playing really well. And then give me a Bordeleau point. I don't know why. Just give me a Bordeleau point. So we'll break down this game on your next episode of Locked On Sharks, wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well.